what's never really addressed is the sense of lack, of insufficiency, of discontent. There's not a real sort of I don't know, like a fundamental honesty about it. What freedom really is that there can't be freedom and that not be addressed. Even if it's seen that the lack isn't real, which it isn't, of course, obviously, the effects of it in the psychology, in the body itself, they will still be there. Things will still come up. But there's no point in talking about no self, emptiness, whatever, if it doesn't come from a place of that sort of real honesty. There are a lot of attempts to describe what non-duality is, and that doesn't actually make any sense. It ultimately becomes a mental it just becomes mental gymnastics, and that's not really what this is. When people throw around the word satsang, what that really means is an instance where the truth is the center point and not the speaker. But that's what gets missed a lot. Like 90%, 95% of people who talk about this are the centerpiece. And that's because that honesty isn't there. It's a certain radical honesty, honestly, because the roots of the false beliefs are never addressed. So you can have someone doing a fitness channel, let's say, or fitness workshops. It doesn't have to be a channel, obviously. Teaching fitness, a fitness instructor. And they can get their thing done, often limpingly, because the smooth progress isn't really possible if those things, especially in the psychology, remain unaddressed. But and then there's always the talk of grafting, hard work to become successful. It requires sacrifice. It requires hard work. Why? Because these things don't get addressed. By nature, we would fly over obstacles, or seeming obstacles that might come up. Literally fly over them. So like someone will build themselves up, invest so much time in becoming incredibly physically strong, and then teach others what they found, and then they, found some scientific fact, which might just be because it's just an isolated understanding of one particular muscle group. Maybe there's no real honest deep inquiry into like sequence, protecting the joints. I don't know, like there's a lot of neglect. Yeah, that would be the word. There's a lot of neglect. So then all those underlying motivations or senses of like false beliefs, including lack, being the ground mat, let's say. So then a career is made. Now I'm super strong, built up all these muscles, 0.0001 body fat, and I never saw that my desire to be so strong and to be so big comes from a sense of lack. So I'm just doing it to compensate, to fill that lack, because I feel weak, I feel vulnerable. So I'm going to make myself strong. That's what I mean by, so the same applies to any field really, and including non-duality, including what people call spirituality, which is a misnomer in no uncertain terms. Yeah, it's not a question of self-inquiry, but there's a, like, non-duality. Speaking about non-duality can just as much be a compensation for a feeling of lack, because now I'm getting attention, which is always what it's all about. What the ego seeks is attention. It's what it is. The drive to attain attention. That's what it is. There isn't any lack.